Well, hello. How are you doing today? I hope you started or ended or that the day is going fabulously. All right, this is going to be a multitask chat because I don't have very much time, but I want to make sure that I get my opportunity to chat with you. Today's mug is I love you. That's such a wonderful message today. What do you think? Have you started your day telling yourself that you love yourself, or have you started your day beating yourself up? Be honest. Today I'm choosing to be nice and kind to myself. And they have that thing, or they used to have that thing. I always catch on to a trend as it's getting ready to end. So the trend was outfit of the day. I don't know if we can do this. Hold on. Okay, hang on. Let's see if I can do this. And then pan down. This is my outfit of the day. I got it in France. And I haven't worn it. Do you have things in your wardrobe, in your closet, that still have tags? Now, granted, I just bought this in June, so it's not been a tag situation that long, but it has been a hot minute. And the weather's starting to change here. If I don't get this short outfit on now, I'll have to wait till next summer. I don't want to do that. Oh, it tastes so good. All right. Screw multitasking. I don't have that in me. I'm putting you in my holder. Hold on. I don't have that in me. So this will be just short and sweet. And, good golly, Miss Molly. I feel like I'm cockeyed today. Am I cockeyed to you? There we go. All right. So many things. All right. First of all, what did I do last night? Do you remember? I told you I was talking to a friend of mine named Linda on the phone for 2 hours as we cleaned out our cabinets. Oh my gosh, it was great. I got to catch up with her. She got to catch up with me. We got to hear about all the things we have in our cabinets that we haven't seen in quite some time. I found a George Foreman grill. I didn't even know I had. Do you have stuff like that? Do you have it like crammed in the back of your cabinets? I had 3, what are the 7 Seasons salad dressing containers, for salad dressing? Yeah, I had 3 of them. I know one of them leaks. You know how many I have now? None. Got rid of all of them. I haven't used them in like 5 years. If I haven't used them, probably more than that, probably closer to 10. If I haven't used them in that long, I don't need to keep it around. And if I really felt that I needed it for some reason, I could go out and get a new one. They're not that expensive. So the sheer fact that I haven't used it is telling enough, I think, that I don't need to keep it around. And I found all sorts of things in my cabinets that I either didn't know were there. I had lids for bottoms that weren't there. Like I guess I had broken a Pyrex square dish, but I had the lid that goes on top. What the hell am I going to do with the lid? In the trash it went. In the recycle bin, actually. So, as a result, I feel so much better. I feel so much lighter. I feel organized. And I cannot believe that it took 2 hours to go through all the cabinets in only my island. I had 2 bins of Tupperware. I had multiple cooking stuff. I have 2 drawers that have, what do you call them? Measuring cups, measuring spoons, cheese slicers, beaters for the mixer, utensils. I have 2 drawers of that. I have one with have like paring knives, and I found out I had 5 vegetable peelers. Why does one need 5 vegetable peelers? The answer is, I don't. I don't need 5. First of all, there's one of me. And even if both my daughters and my husband help me, that would only be 4. So I had some like cheapy dollar store ones. Got rid of. I kept, you know which ones I kept? I kept one that was one that my friend Sita in Austria, I think you gave it to me, Sita. I think you gave it to me. And it's really cool. It's got like a handle. It's like this. Oh, heck, I'll just show it to you. Hold on. I like it. It's super cool. Okay, so which ones did I keep? I kept not 1, but 2 of these. Because you know what? These are the best ones, no matter what you say. These are the best ones. I know they're not so fancy. It's okay. I kept 2 of those, and I kept this one. Have you tried one like this? This one is super easy. You can do it in either direction, and I like the handle on this. And it's really great if you're doing like zucchini ribbons, so the flat ones. I love this. And it was a gift. So I kept it. But look at this. Can you see? It's all nice and organized now. And so is this drawer. Look at that. I had chip clips that were broken in there. I have this. Do you have these? Here, and I'll take these out. Hang on. This is so funny. So I bought these years ago. Do you know what these are? These are silicone covers for an apple, a lemon, a tomato, a pepper. You just put it in there so that it's like a cover, like a saran wrap, right? Do I use them? Yeah, I use them to make sure that my cheese grater, can you see, that my cheese grater lays flat, because otherwise if it's not there, it tilts and then I can't close the drawer. So that's what I use it for. Do I use it to cover any of my vegetables or my fruits? Nope, I don't. I do not. So yeah, it took me a minute. I have plasticware that I brought from my old house. Now, we had a pool in my old house, so I had a lot of plastic stuff. Pitchers and bowls. Now, I didn't get to the bowls. That's in a different part of the kitchen. But I got to the pitchers. And I love the shape of this pitcher. It brings back such great memories. I made lots of margaritas in this pitcher. And I don't need the pitcher. I don't need the pitcher. And it's got scratches on the inside. And I did this thing that my friend Vera did when I went to visit her. Do you remember when I was out in LA and I helped her go through her cabinets? Oops. And I don't know what's going on there. There we go. She would say to things, "Thank you so much for bringing me such wonderful memories. It's time for you to go." And she would get rid of it. And that's what I said to my pitcher, among many other things. I got a George Foreman grill because I didn't have a grill at the time. But now I have a grill, so I never use it. And so in this season of change for me, if you're just now catching me for the first time, I recently actually labeled my life retired. Now, does that mean I do nothing? No. I still do my public speaking. Today I'm headed out to listen to someone I know speak at a networking event to support her. So I am still out in the community. I am still speaking if you need a public speaker, but I am pretty much retired. And it has been a mind shift for me. It has been a work in progress. It has definitely been a season of change. And for me, even when change is good, it's uncomfortable. Even when it's good, it's uncomfortable. And I shared that I have retired twice before and gone back to work because I was bored, I was miserable. It was the hardest, loneliest time of my life. I'm in a different place 10 years later. So I have done a lot of the work, the internal work, as well as I'm now ready. And so there's so many things that are changing in my life. How I move throughout my day, the fact that I'm getting less emails, hallelujah. The fact that I could actually clean up my emails and not be inundated. I have 3 email inboxes. The situation of only doing what I want to do when I want to do it. And I feel like Julie McCoy on Love Boat. Have you ever seen that show? Now this was back in what was it, the 70s and 80s? I think it was the 70s and 80s. Julie McCoy was the cruise director. And she did all the entertainment for the people on the cruise. Well, I'm my own Julie McCoy. That's my new title. I am a Julie McCoy. I'm my own director, my own, director of my life. And so I am in search of fun things to do and fun people to do them with. And so if I have nothing on my calendar, who's responsible for finding something fun and interesting to do? Me. It's my new job. Yeah. The gentleman that I sat next to on the plane out to LA last month, 2 months ago, shared with me that that's what he did. He treated his retirement like a job. And it has really helped with my transition. So when I don't have anything on my calendar, I start calling people. I start looking for things to do around me. I start getting in groups and seeing what's going on. I'm not going to sit idle. I learned the hard way that is not good for my mental psyche. And so I'm responsible for that. And in this season of change for me, there's so many things changing. I wish that it would just one thing give me time to get accustomed. Another thing, and I need a lot of time to get accustomed to the new change. Yes? Whether that's a new eating plan, a new sleeping plan, a new exercise plan. I need some time to get adjusted to the newness of things. And there's just so many things that are changing. And I feel like they're changing literally overnight. Literally. And I'm working through not panicking as I maneuver through all the different changes. And they're all fun. They're not bad changes. They're just changes. And changes are things that are different. And I'm not used to. And they're unfamiliar. And they cause a lot of upheaval for me. And a lot of unveiling of beliefs and thoughts that I didn't realize I had. And that is what makes change so, I'm going to say, interesting. Because it's not the change itself, but it's the stories I've attached to the change in life that are what are so challenging. And I'll give you an example. If you're somebody that's going through empty nest, the fact that your life is changing where your children are in your life every day to the fact that your children are not in your life every day, that is a change. But that's not the hard part. The hard part is the part where what are we telling ourselves about the change? I used to tell myself, you know, I'm not needed anymore. I don't have a purpose. I don't have a passion. If I'm not managing so many different lives, what am I managing? That's when you get a dog or you go back to work, because the stories that I told myself were things about self-worth, were things about laziness, were things about purpose and passion, were things about impact, all which were not true, all which I had to rewrite, which took me a very long, drawn-out process to realize that it wasn't the physical change that was making it so difficult, but all the mental changes that I needed to do because of the stories and the beliefs that I told myself about that part of my life. That part of my life is over. They're never going to need me anymore. Not true. Not true. They're never coming home. Not true. They're, my daily existence changes. Yes. True. True. Does it need to be bad? No. We're going to drift apart because I don't see him every day. Not true. But I told myself it was. And you know, whatever I tell myself and I believe becomes my reality. I didn't want that. I wanted to still be close to my girls. And so I had to reframe. I had to rework. I had to rewrite my stories. And so if you're going through a season of change, maybe you're retiring. Maybe you're approaching retirement. What does that mean? What stories are you telling yourself? That you've got one foot in the grave? That you're too old? That you need to hurry and get everything done because you don't have very many days left? Maybe that's what you're telling yourself. Maybe you're telling yourself, I'm going to be boring because there's nothing at party. Oh, my hair is way too long, you guys. That there's nothing for me to talk about because I don't have a job. I don't have a focus. I don't have a purpose. Is that true? Does it need to be true? Just questions. So if you're going through a season of change, maybe you got laid off, maybe you're going through empty nest, maybe you're going through menopause, maybe you're doing a relationships change, maybe you're moving, maybe you're retiring, maybe you're selling a business, maybe you're starting a business. These are all very big, maybe death of a loved one, God forbid. Death of a fur baby. All of these are changes, but the change in and of itself is different, may not need to be difficult as the stories that are attached to that change. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense, because as I realized this, I realized that change doesn't need to be hard. It doesn't need to be bad. It doesn't need to be lonely. It doesn't need to be purposeless. It doesn't need to be one foot in the grave. It doesn't need to be boring. It doesn't need to be all of the things that I told myself. Why? Because I'm the cruise director of my ship, and I get to determine what my next chapter looks like. And if I don't want it to be lonely and boring and purposeless and impactless, then I get to make it how I want to make it. So on this thankful, thriving Thursday, I challenge you, if you're going through some kind of change in your life, to look closely, not so much at the change, but your beliefs and your thoughts around the event that is happening. That, my friend, is my message today. I'm already way overdue. I got to run out the door. I hope that it has helped you. And if you know someone that needs to hear this message, please share it with them. Don't keep this a secret. And I will see you when? Tomorrow. You make it a great day. See ya.